Hey everyone, it's me Bailey and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be my January TBR. So last month in December I didn't have the best reading month, but that is mainly because I was so busy in the month of December. So the first thing that I did was Vlogmas. So I was doing a lot of filming and editing in like late November to early December. So I was mainly just doing a lot of editing of videos that I had pre-filmed for Bookmas. So I was mainly doing a bunch of editing and I had some other things going on. It was Christmas time, of course, so spending time with my family, and then obviously I moved in December as well. So it was just a very busy month for me, and so I didn't get to spend a lot of time reading, and I did not actually get to my TBR. I picked 8 books last month for my TBR, and one of those books I did read and the other one I DNF'd. So I do have 6 prompts actually going back into the jar this month for the opportunity to be re-chosen, and those prompts are pretty cover, a book with pink on the cover, a book written by multiple authors, TikTok pics, author's name starts with A, and bright colors on the cover. So these are all the prompts that are going to be going back into my TBR jar for the opportunity to get picked for a second chance in the month of January. I am feeling very excited about the new year. I'm feeling very hopeful for my reading this year. Last year, I set a reading goal of 52 books knowing that I was going back to school, but I read 171 books last year. So this year I upped my goal to like 125. So that is going to be my personal reading goal this year. So I'm super excited. Hopefully I can do it, but you never know. Sometimes reading slumps hit and you just kind of adjust and go with the flow. But if you have set a reading goal for this year, I would love to know what your goal is down in the comments and what books you're looking forward to reading in the new year. But we're gonna go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna put these back in the jar and then we can go ahead with our first pick. We're gonna go ahead and go with pick number 1. Okay, so for pick number 1 we have favorite booktubers favorite. And so I actually have a few different booktubers that I am loving right now that I would say are favorites. And so for favorite booktubers favorite, I'm going to go with Madi from Madi Covington, and one of her favorite books of 2023 was Say You Swear by Megan Brandy, and so this is the book that I'm going to be picking for this prompt. I've heard such great things about this book and I'm so excited to hopefully read it in the month of January. I have heard such good things about this book. I've heard that it is so like sad but like so good, and so I'm definitely interested in reading this and I cannot wait to get to it. Let's go to pick number 2. Okay, so pick number 2 is White Letters on the Cover. So for White Letters on the Cover, I'm going with Unfortunately Yours by Tessa Bailey, and this is the second book in the A Vine Mess series by Tessa Bailey. This takes place at like a vineyard and it's a marriage of convenience, enemies to lovers type situation, and so I'm really excited to read this, so hopefully I enjoy it. Pick number 3. Okay, so for pick number 3 we have 500 plus pages, and so for a book that's 500 plus pages I'm going with Iron Flame by Becky Arliss. This is the second book in the Empyrean series, and I read Fourth Wing in November and have been wanting to continue on with the series, so I'm super excited to get to this. I've heard a lot of people have been disappointed in this book, so I'm definitely interested to see what my thoughts are going to be on this book, and hopefully I love it. On to pick number 4. Okay, so pick number 4 is cursive or script lettering on the cover. For cursive or script lettering on the cover, I'm going with Addicted After All by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This is the 5th book in the Addicted series, and I started the series last year. I believe maybe it was the year before, but I've been slowly making my way through the series and I'm ready to hop back in with Lily and Lo, and I'm excited to continue on with the series. Pick number 5. Okay, so pick number 5 is a book with orange on the cover. Okay, so for a book with orange on the cover, I'm going with The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J Maas. I have been wanting to reread the Throne of Glass series, so I am starting my reread with The Assassin's Blade, so hopefully I can get to this in the month of January. On to pick number 6. Okay, so pick number 6 is Purple on the cover. And for Purple on the cover, I'm going with Sable Peak by Devney Perry. This is the final book in the Edens series, and I am super excited to read this book. I have absolutely loved the Eden series, and I'm excited to see how it closes up with Mateo's story. I'm super excited to read this book. I've just been in love with this small town, and it honestly kind of reminds me of like the Chestnut Springs series in a way, but instead of it being like bull riding cowboys, it's just like ranchers, if that makes sense. Like they have a ranch and things like that, but they're not like, it's not the same cowboy aesthetic, but it's like the same small town on a ranch type vibes, if you will. But I'm super excited to get to this book, and also I just love this cover. I think it's so pretty, and the purple, just everything. So I'm super excited to hopefully get to this in January. Okay, pick number 7. Pick number 7 is a book with flowers on the cover. Okay, so for a book with flowers on the cover, I'm going with Court of the Vampire Queen by Katie Roberts, and this is a vampire romance. I'm not exactly sure what exactly this is about, but I've been wanting to read more Katie Roberts, so I'm super excited to get to this in January. For our 8th and final pick, okay, so for our 8th and final pick, we have a romance. Okay, so for our 8th and final pick for romance, I feel like this book isn't actually a romance, even though it is. I feel like it is, but it isn't. And that is Magnolia Parks, The Long Way Home. This is the 3rd book in the Magnolia Parks universe, and I have just recently finished Daisy Hates, so I wanted to pick up the next book in the series. I took a really long time reading Daisy Hates because I just was never really in the right headspace to read it. Like I was just never really in the right mood. But then finally I just bit the bullet and finished reading it, and I remembered why I loved Magnolia Park so much and was so excited to move on to the next book, but was a little upset that I had to read Daisy Hates in between. But now I'm super excited to finally be able to pick this up and see what's been going on with Magnolia and BJ. Also, I want to mention a book that's not on this TBR, but that is coming out in January, and that is House of Flame and Shadow. That comes out on the last day of January, and I am putting that on this TBR, even though it'll probably be more of like February TBR, but I did want to just mention that because that book is coming out this month and I'm super excited to read it. But these are the 8 books that are on my TBR for the month of January, and I'm super excited about all of these books, and hopefully I can get to all of them in 2024. I'm really prioritizing reading books that I want to read, mood reading, and making sure that I do enough books that I'm not enjoying and not pushing through books that I don't want to read. So I'm super excited about all these books, and I'm hoping to get to all of them. I'm super excited about this new year, and I cannot wait to read with you guys this year. And so with that being said, we're going to go through a little recap of the books that I picked. And so we have a favorite booktuber's favorite book, and for that we have Say You Swear by Megan Brady. White on the cover, we have Unfortunately Yours by Tessa Bailey. 500 plus pages, we have Iron Flame. Cursive or script on the cover, we have Addicted After All. A book with orange on the cover, we have The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J Maas. A book with purple on the cover, we have Sable Peak by Devney Perry. A book with flowers on the cover, we have A Court of the Vampire Queen by Katie Roberts. And we have a romance, which is Magnolia Parks The Long Way Home. So that is going to be all for today's video. If you have read any of these books or plan on reading any of these books, let me know down in the comments. I would love to chat about them and know all of your thoughts, all your feelings, what you loved about them, what you hate about them. And also, if you have made it to this point in the video, put a book stack emoji just for good vibes for this new year, or even put like a 4-leaf clover in the comments just for luck on your reading journey this upcoming year. I'm excited to be reading with you guys this year. And yeah, so that's gonna be it for today's video. If you liked it, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content from me. I will have all of my social medias linked in the description, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.